Anja, mapastem tsikasun. Today I'm going to share with you a legend that was told to me long ago. And it was passed down by my kihtiya, my elders from generations ago. And this story has to do with Tipago Nimsak, 7 sisters. Because we're told in legend that kayas long ago, there was these Tipago Nimsak that were, they did everything together. But one thing they loved the most to do was to dance. They would dance every time they did anything. They were picking berries or hauling wood. They were always dancing, and they just loved to dance. And their mom and dad knew this, but their mother warned them. She told them, "My daughters, make sure, dance all day long if you want. Have fun, dance all day, but at night, you absolutely never dance at night." But their daughters loved to dance so much, and they asked her, "Why? Why can't we dance at night?" And their mother told them, "Well, if you dance at night, we're told that Nokum Tipskau Pisam, Grandmother Moon, will take you away." So the daughters listened to their mother for a while, but they just loved to dance. Finally, one evening, their mother and father went to bed, and these Tipago Nimsak, these 7 sisters, they thought, "You know what? I don't believe that. I want to dance. Let's go dance. Let's go dance outside in the dark. Dance in the moonlight." So they went out and they started dancing. And right away, the one sister noticed that their feet weren't touching the ground and they were starting to go higher and higher. So the one sister stopped dancing, and she was scared. She could see her other 6 sisters dancing. They wouldn't stop dancing, and she told them, "Stop dancing. You guys are the Nokom Tipskaupism is taking you away. Grandmother Moon is taking you away." But they wouldn't listen. And she watched them. They went higher and higher and higher. Finally, she couldn't see them anymore. And she was so heartbroken because she was left alone there, and she looked and looked, but she couldn't see her sisters. She couldn't hear them. They were gone. So the next morning, their mother went to go look for her daughters, and there was only one daughter left there. And she asked her, "What happened?" And she said, "My sisters, they wouldn't stop dancing. We went and danced last night. And they started lifting off the ground, and they went into the air, and they were gone." Oh, their mother started crying, and she said, "Oh, I told you guys, you don't dance after dark. Not in the dark, because Nokom Tipskau Pisam, Grandmother Moon, will take you away. You guys wouldn't listen." Oh, the one sister was so heartbroken. And she cried and she cried. Finally, days and days passed, and still the mother and father, at least they were happy to have their one daughter, even though they lost the other 6. But they noticed this one daughter that was left was getting sadder and sadder. She stopped dancing, wouldn't eat, hardly sleep, because she missed her sisters. Finally, the mother and father had enough, and they told their one daughter, they said, "You know what? We want you after dark tonight, when Nokom Tipskau Pisam is out. We want you to go outside and dance so you can be with your sisters. And even though the daughter was still heartbroken, she longed to see her sisters again and dance with them. So she waited till sun went down. And after the sun went down, she went out and she started dancing. While Nukum Tipskau Pisum was shining down. And sure enough, she started lifting off the ground. And as she danced, she went higher and higher, higher and higher. Finally, her mom and dad couldn't see her anymore. But they were happy because they knew at least our daughter is going to be with her sisters. She won't be alone no more. And her mother and father said, "Oh, we just wish we knew that they were okay." And just as they said that, they noticed in the sky, one after another, Achakos started lighting up in the sky. Tipako Achakos in a row. 7 stars, and they could see them brightly together, and they could see them dancing. They smiled at each other and said, "Now we know that our 7 daughters are together dancing in the sky forever." So even to this day, as Nihiawak we are told, that those Tipago Nimsak are still dancing in the sky together. And we can look up on a starry night and see them lined up to this day dancing. So that's the story of the Tipago Nimsak and how we know that the 7 sisters are still together to this day dancing. Now you know the story of the 7 sisters. Samaga.